Welcome back to All Consuming Filming. And some of you know me as Kimberly. Others of you know me as a person that have taught your kids. Some of you know me as a person that has sent you all around the world before this national emergency. And some of you know me as person that is Miss Drug Epidemic. And I gotta tell you, I pray every single time I go on broadcast and I think about what it is I'm gonna say and how I'm gonna say it. And I've written scripts and things of that nature. And I wanted to say this when this first came out in the news, but I really had to pray about how I would discuss this topic. And I just think it's an important reminder to know that we have rules and laws for a reason. Some of them are subject to change and others are not. I don't know any person in this America after working in 9/11 as a travel agent that would have been excited about that day. So let's learn a little bit about opinions. It's fine to have opinions, but we do need to be respectful of people as well. In this commentary, we can agree to disagree. And I gotta tell you, I'm on the fence a lot, and so I'll think about the way God would want me to say this in life. Let's go back to a story and think about what it is we're afraid of in life. For me, it used to be bridges, but then I went across the Tappan Zee in a major storm, and then I wasn't afraid of bridges any longer. And let's go back to this. Do we remember in a world when we didn't have security to fly and we could fly into somebody else's name? Just because I have a graduate level degree in business doesn't mean I know everything in the world. So I can understand people having ignorance in life, but when I was flying one time, I was flying with Narcon, spelled Narcan. And Narcan, spelled Narcan, was in my purse, and they stopped me in the airport because I was going through security, and they're like, "What's Narcan?" And because we go flying and we get continuously interrogated and people can see inside of our bodies and things have to be more transparent. And to avoid people continuously taking formula away from mothers when they're trying to feed their children in flight, shout out to my relatives and cousins in top secret security and in the government that control TSA and fly around the world. I need to have quite a candid conversation about this right now, and to not point out the obvious, but we need to start being unified and loving and not having people on planes being molested all the time. That's just my thoughts. You could beg to differ with me because I was a travel agent during 911 who does that. But I can't oust this TSA agent for not knowing Narcan, spelled Narcan, pronounced Narcon. I can't. So, and even though that they're paid to do their job, it's still somehow my job to educate the rest of the world about Narcan, pronounced Narcon, spelled Narcan. And we could look and do our research later, but I'm going to explain something this way. I have a cut on my knee. Most people would want to get the blood off of the knee and clean it up and get it to stop bleeding. I'm going to put some Band-Aids on it. This might be one way to fix the issue. And I might laugh out loud Band-Aids from our previous discussion. So I'm going to peel the wrapper off of this Band-Aid. Oh, it's so cute. I got three little chicks on my Band-Aid, and I am going to try to administer the Band-Aid. Okay. After I peel off the sticker and get the adhesive and peel it and put it on my knee. But as you see, I still have blood coming out of my wound. Some of you would think you could stop the blood by putting the Band-Aid on. However, I was taught a different way, so we'll go to Plan B now. Usually, the way I was taught is you put pressure on the wound with a towel and hold it down, and it'll stop the bleeding, or you can use a cloth. And as we're chatting and I'm stopping the bleeding on my knee, I can explain to you that some of you haven't seen what I really do in life, and that's fine. I don't expect you to see all of the films that I've made in the world, but I would say this: if you want to educate yourself about what all-consuming filming really does in life, you may want to see the whole thing before we make conclusions about the first scene. And let's also understand that one could beg to differ with Governor DeSantis, and I could respectfully agree or disagree with all of his points. But we should and need to have respect and boundaries for our people that are publicly helping the world and America to change laws and decide on different bills that they're going to sign, and maybe just give them a little bit of space sometimes when they're really dealing with something else. And I don't claim to know everything in the world. That's why I do my research. And as a producer of a film company, I would think that people would want to be respectful in order to hop on initiatives and work and live and pay bills at some point without really burning the bridge. Okay. So my knee is already better. It stopped the bleeding, and my Band-Aid fell somewhere into the cloth. We need to help the world to live. We have a constitution that gives us freedom of speech. And some laws, yes, are subject to change. But normalcy would say that no one should have been in a 9/11 tragedy, and that had to do with hate, not love. So let's learn to get along, folks. Don't worry about what people are doing and why they're doing it. And understand that most of the people in this country that are working and listening to these gripes and these complaints actually have compassion. I know there's a little bit of a few people that don't understand, that have power, about what empathy is and ethics, but we're all human, folks. We can apologize for so long for doing the best that we can. We can take action on or be proactive on things that need to be changed. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.